So one really important thing about Catcher in the Rye is J.D. Salinger's use of these three things: themes, motifs, and symbols. Now you might have a really basic understanding of what these are. We're going to go into a little bit more depth with them today, and then talk about where we might be seeing, what symbols we might be seeing, what motifs we might already be seeing, and what themes are developing as we're reading the novel. So let's go and get started here. The first one, symbol. So symbols are literary devices, right? And is a physical object used to represent something intangible. So if we look at like a non-literary example of this, the heart is kind of a symbol for love. The flag, the American flag, is a symbol for independence and freedom. Um, the cross, the Christian cross, could be a symbol for a lot of different things. But anyway, it's a physical object used to represent an intangible idea. In Romeo and Juliet, which you might be familiar with, Queen Mab, the one that that Mercutio gives the big speech about, Queen Mab is maybe symbolic of the dangerous powers of dreams. So think about, what are some symbols that you might be seeing in Catcher in the Rye? There are lots, but think to yourself, what are some physical objects that have been presented in the novel that probably have a deeper meaning? Okay, the next thing that we want to look at is a motif. And a motif is a literary device, but it's different than a symbol. Whereas a symbol was a physical object used to represent something kind of intangible, like an idea, a motif is a reoccurring idea or subject in a literary work. So it's an idea that keeps coming up time and time and time again. And it may not be directly stated, it may be something that's just like the character does, that's evoking a certain kind of emotion, or just something that the author keeps seeming to bring up time and time again. So, like in a non-literary example, a lot of times people have motifs in their homes. So, like, the master bedroom has a nautical motif because we have pictures of boats and lighthouses throughout the room. A literary example, a family feuding. That's kind of a family feuding is an idea, but it's an idea that is consistently brought up time and time again in Romeo and Juliet. So think to yourself, what are some strong ideas that perhaps Holden keeps talking about, or J.D. Salinger keeps kind of presenting in Catcher in the Rye? But what are some reoccurring ideas that keep popping up? And the last one we're going to take a look at here is theme. Themes are central ideas in a piece of literature, but themes and motifs are a little bit different. Whereas motifs are kind of one word ideas, themes are complete statements. Themes cannot be just one word, a single phrase, or an idea. They must be a full and complete sentence. All right. If you don't have a complete sentence, you probably don't have a very good theme. Okay. So a non-literary example, so in music, it's the main melodic line, which is repeated and often the most recognized. So like think in Star Wars, that main theme from Star Wars. But in a literary example, think about Fahrenheit 451, another book that a lot of you might be familiar with. Government control has negative consequences. That would be a theme in Fahrenheit 451. However, if I were to just say government, or even government control, or even the negative consequences of government control, those are not really good themes. Those are kind of independent ideas, or incomplete phrases, or one words. Those would not be really good themes. But because right here I have government control has negative consequences, that's a good theme, right? That is something that's a central idea that is taking place in Fahrenheit 451. So think to yourself, what's a theme that you are seeing in Catcher in the Rye? All right, so going back here, just to remind you that there is a theme, motif, and symbolism assignment that you need to complete and submit on Schoology by 11:59 on Sunday. Make sure you are ready to go with that. And as always, if you have any questions, concerns, shoot me an email, let me know. Happy theme, motif, symbolism hunting. There are tons to be found in Catch in the Rye. I look forward to seeing what you guys found. All right. Take it easy. See ya.